What's up, y'all? Today we're breaking down a sick Hall of Fame graphic for college football for Armani Edwards, the great one from App State. Let's break it down. So in this graphic, we started off with the gold background. What we did is just a gradient overlay to make that pop. Love using gradients to take a boring background and make it already look cooler. So that's set to overlay 60%, just from black to white. Then we have some textures to overlay on the background, making it look like sort of a lava wall, and just used a layer mask to put that in where we wanted it. That is set to hard light and screen. So basically I just wanted like two separate effects from it, so you can see the two separate effects that we got. Then we have another background piece that's just barely fitted in there. It's kind of hard to even tell it's there. It's only 10%. And then we have the floor, and that's just brushed in. Really cool texture. Both of these are honestly like really awesome textures that go really well together, I think. Fits like the App State theme because it uses a topographical map, but those are both sick. And then we have our stars. I actually made these, I had the original star, and then I just went and like duplicated it and made it different colors. And then we have a bevel on that, a gradient overlay, and a drop shadow. And then we have our first cutout, the high detail cutout. I love using a super close-up shot of the athletes just to really give that like high detail look to the graphic. It honestly, every graphic that has like a high detail shot, like, or a close-up shot that really just shows you like the textures of like their clothes, their hair, their skin, all that stuff, I think it automatically just upgrades the graphic. I can kind of tell when I look at my graphics that one looks I guess like more professional to me when there is a higher detail shot, which usually means the person is closer to the camera. Anyway, what we did was just add a glow to him, set to color dodge, and then just used a yellow layer to paint in some more glow. That's just set to normal. And then we just took it off of the darker areas. So if you just hold Alt and then click on the slider and pull it out, you can separate those and kind of drag them where you want them. So that's that. And then this is actually, if you click on the layer and do like a inner glow, and then you can go to that, like for instance, this one is an inner shadow, and click create layer, and then it makes it a separate layer. So that's what this is. So that way you can edit that layer. You can put a layer mask on it and paint it in and out where you want it. So I just have that whole thing faded up in that group. Same thing with this, basically. All the same techniques, just another cutout. Another star with the same techniques. I won't go back over it. Same thing here. Do the same effects. And then one final star. And then we just have these two cutouts. I decided to make the opposing player black and white because we don't want to give him any attention at all. And then just paint on some yellow glow on them as well. Then we have the 3D text that I made in Adobe Dimension. You can look at one of my 3D text videos to figure out how I did that. I also have some 3D text on my Patreon if you want that. That's only for committed graphics. That has an inner shadow on it, so same sort of effect glowing onto that. What I did there is I put the text over top of everything and then cut out his arm, and then later I actually added in another layer to put this guy over top of the text as well, just because I probably wouldn't do that if I was gonna like post it from the social media side because it's not as clear. But for me and just like personal purposes, it just looks cooler when he is over top of it. Same effect on those words, just some text at the bottom, darker shading at the bottom left, and then some light at the top right. And then we just went and used a selective color to really make the yellows and reds pop in it, basically. Just using these sliders up here. I love using selective colors. If you haven't used a selective color, put it on something, put it on a final graphic that you finished, and just start messing with all these colors. And eventually you'll figure out how to use it, and it can help you a lot. So then we just added in the logo at the end. Use that apply image technique to make it all pop. And then that's where I dropped in his cutout over top of the words. And that's it. So if you like this video, stay tuned for more like this. Check out my Patreon if you want to go through some of these graphics with me as I am going through them in the videos. We'll see you in the next one.